Ben öncelikle teşekkür ederim. British Education Bureau'dan İmran ben, operasyon müdürü olarak bugün sizlerleyim. Loughbrough Üniversitesi yetkilimiz Charlotte'la birlikte üniversite hakkında bilgi aktarıyor olacağız. Ben sözü Charlotte'a vermeden önce çok kısa e, BEB hakkında bir bilgi paylaşmak isterim sizlerle. Ardından sözü yetkilimize veriyor olacağım. Ee, Şöyle kısa bir sunumumuz var. Loughborough Üniversitesi'nin bizler Türkiye'deki resmi temsilcisiyiz. Resmi temsilcisi olduğumuz üniversitenin Türkiye'deki tanıtım ve organizasyonlarını düzenleyen kuruluşuz. 2002 yılında Oxford'da kurulduk ve İngiliz-Türk kuruculara sahip bir yapımız bulunmakta. 22 yıldır İstanbul, Ankara ve İzmir olmak üzere 3 büyük şehrimizdeki ofislerimizde danışmanlık süreçlerini öğrencilerimizle birlikte yürütmekteyiz. Uzmanlık alanımız tamamen Birleşik Krallık ve İrlanda eğitim sistemi üzerine ve buradaki üniversitenin giriş şartları, başvuru süreçleri, konaklama ve vize aşamaları boyunca danışmanlık süreçleri yürütüyoruz. Dediğim gibi danışman kadromuzla birlikte. Ee, Danışman ekibimiz, danışmanlarımız tamamen Birleşik Krallık ve İrlanda eğitim sistemine hakim ve bu alanlarda sürekli olarak eğitimler almaya devam eden uzman kadrodan oluşmakta. Birleşik Krallık ve İrlanda'da toplam 150'ye yakın üniversite bulunmakta ve biz bunların 90'ının Türkiye'deki resmi temsilcisiyiz. Ve bahsetmiş olduğum tüm aşamaları kapsayacak şekilde danışmanlık hizmeti sağlıyoruz öğrencilerimize. Benzer etkinliklerimiz devam ediyor olacak önümüzdeki günlerde de, önümüzdeki dönemlerde de. Buralardan web sayfamız, Instagram ve Facebook üzerinden bizleri takip edebilirsiniz. Ve ofislerimizle iletişime geçmek isterseniz bu numaralardan bizlere ulaşabilirsiniz. Merak ettiğiniz tüm soruları chatbox üzerinden yazılı olarak ya da el kaldırma butonuyla sesli bir şekilde kameranızı açmak isterseniz kameralı bir şekilde paylaşabilirsiniz. Sunum sonunda sorularınızı yanıtlıyor olacağız. Thank you, Charlotte. The stage is yours. Let me
Hello.
make that forward.
At the moment, Imran, I can't share my screen.
I think you
Now I
can
can
share.
do it right now. Fantastic. So, hello everyone. My name is Charlotte Davison, and actually, since I created that title slide, my role at Loughbrough has changed, and I'm now head of international recruitment for Loughborough University. I've worked at Loughbrough for 10 years, supporting students from all over the world. So from Europe, Turkey, India, East Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Americas. So I've done pretty much a bit of everything. But I have to be honest,
Sorry.
one of my favorite places is Turkey.
Sorry, Charlotte. This is not full screen now. Maybe you can stop and share again.
Okay, let's try. How about now, Imran?
Now it's full screen.
Perfect. Yeah, we don't use Zoom very often, I'm afraid, so I'm a little bit rusty on Zoom. I've worked at Loughborough for 10 years. I've also studied at Loughborough, so I did my own bachelor's degree at the university, and I really, really love Loughborough. So I'm going to give a very quick overview, and if you've got any specific questions that you want me to cover, pop those into the chat box, and we can talk through them either as we go along or at the end. And I'm aware that we've got quite a varied audience. So we've got some undergraduate students and some postgraduate students. So I'll cover both options for you as well. But firstly, the basics. So where did Loughborough come from? We've been around for over 100 years. So Loughborough University was founded based on our involvement with local industry. So Loughborough is quite an industrial area. We had lots of textiles industry, lots of steel industry, lots of building industry, and lots of mechanical industry. We're based in the middle of England, which was the heart of the Industrial Revolution. And the university was founded from that. So we were a technical college in 1909, became a university in 1966, at the same time as a large number of other UK universities like Warwick, Bath, Kent. And we're now medium-sized, with around 20,000 staff and students. And we have 2 campuses in the UK, and we're firmly in the top 10 of UK universities. And as I mentioned, 2 university campuses. Loughborough itself is a market town in the middle of England. Lots of people really struggle with the name Loughborough. It's a really weird name to pronounce. And it's a location that, if I'm honest, you probably wouldn't go to Loughborough on holiday. Not a tourist destination, it's not a big city. It's a market town. It's been my home for 13 years and I love it. It's really safe, really friendly, got lots of stuff to get involved with, lots of green space, shops, restaurants, nightlife. It's got a market 5 days a week. It's a really nice place to live. And it's also really well connected. So super easy to get to London in just over 1 hour, to Manchester in about 2 hours, Leicester in 10 minutes, Nottingham in 20 minutes. I really like Loughborough. And one advantage of being a town in the middle of England is that it's a really cheap place to live as well. So lots of accommodation, lots of cheap social life, for example. And we are one of the biggest university campuses. So that's the university campus you can see on the screen. And Loughborough's town is about a 10-minute walk just off screen to the bottom of that picture. It's a really green campus, lots of sports facilities, lots of areas for students to hang out. And to give you a bit of example of scale, everywhere highlighted in pink and there's purple buildings and the university, the area where it says Loughborough in the middle, that's Loughborough Town Centre. So it's around a 10-minute walk between the two, and in between the town and the university is lots of off-campus housing. So for 3rd year undergraduate students or postgraduate students as well. And I live down towards the bottom of that picture. So everything in Loughborough is walking distance. It's a really easy place for students to be, but we do have buses that run around campus for free and into the town centre every 10 minutes as well. So super easy to get around. And you can move onto Loughborough's campus and never leave. It's designed very much so that we have everything you possibly need, from your accommodation and your academics to shops, restaurants. We have 3 different nightclubs within our students' union. We've got a cinema, we've got Starbucks, we've got a doctor's surgery on campus and a pharmacist and a dentist and a GP. So we've got everything from the academic to the social life to the support facilities as well. And just so you can see a little bit of what life at Loughborough looks like, I'm going to play a video for you. Work.
There is no sound, I think. Now.
So the sound is only music, so I'll give you a little bit of it. Zoom quite often doesn't allow sound to play, unfortunately. You can see some of the accolades that we've got. So first, facilities, you can see some of our sports pictures. It just helps give an idea of what the campus actually looks like. And this is an example of some of our research. So we work really closely with Adidas, for example, in creating the new FIFA form every year. And a lot of students and staff members didn't even realise there is a new football designed every year. We have a lot of Olympic athletes studying with us on campus. Sport later. that was just a bit of a break from you having to hear my voice for the whole presentation, but it kind of showed you a little bit of what it looks like on campus and kind of give you a little introduction to some of the things that I can talk about. But hopefully you got from that the vast levels of different activity going on, from sports research to engineering to student activities. There's loads of different stuff going on Loughborough's campus, which makes it really exciting. And importantly, Loughborough is consistently ranked in the top 10 in UK league tables. We're 6th in the complete. We've ranked anywhere between the 4th and 10th in the UK for the last 12 years, which is awesome. And we are, particularly within the UK, seen as one of the leading institutions, particularly around research and student experience. World rankings, I know that some students look at world rankings. Our overall place in the world rankings isn't as high as some universities. World rankings look at a different set of criteria, so we're working on improving that. A lot of our subjects are in the top 100, for example. So first in the world for sports, 22nd in the world for library and information management and computer sciences, 32nd for art and design, top 100 for engineering, media studies, sociology, biosciences, for example. So if you look at particularly by subject area, a lot of our courses are really highly ranked. And we win lots of other awards. You could spend your entire life talking about different awards that Loughborough win, but these are just a few that I've got. So first or second in the UK, depending on where you look, university facilities, student experience. We win the Universities and Colleges Sports Championships. It's now been 43 years that we've won that. We do really well in employability, research, student satisfaction. Loughborough is a competitive place to be. And I know of the students watching today, we've got lots of different areas of interest. So we are multidisciplinary. We teach everything from engineering and sciences through business, creative arts, social sciences, entrepreneurship, media, lots of different things. And I love being at a multidisciplinary university. It means that you get to meet lots of people and there are so many different things going on campus. And one of the things we really care about is how that is passed down to our students. So we're really proud that we got triple gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework. The connection that you will get either as an undergraduate or as a postgraduate student with the academic staff is really strong. So you'll get to meet and get to know your lecturers on a one-to-one basis. They really care about the teaching for our students and the experience you have whilst you're a student on one of their courses. And just to touch on research as well, we are research intensive. We will get a new version of the research intensity framework or research excellence framework soon. But over 90% of Loughborough's research is world leading. We're top 10 in the UK for research intensity. We are a research intensive university. So everything that you study during your course, you will be taught by active researchers who are changing the world in their particular subject area. So they're super passionate about it. They're not just teaching you something that they've learned, they're teaching you what they are researching in. They are world leaders in what you will be learning, which just makes it super exciting. And not only do we care about your time with us on campus, what you're learning, how you're learning, but we care about what you're going to do with it afterwards. So all of our courses at undergraduate level have placement years built in. You should get a year of work experience, study abroad during your career to build your employability. We do the Personal Best Award for students to focus on developing their employability and their personal skills. We have lots of opportunities, both extracurricularly and within the curriculum, to engage with our careers team, who are absolutely fantastic. And we have a centralised career team. We have department-specific careers teams. So, for example, we have our engineering-specific careers teams. And then we also have an international-specific careers team. So whether you want to stay in the UK after you graduate, we have people who can help with your graduate route application, who can help with securing your employment in the UK. Whether you want to come back to Turkey, we can utilise links out here. Or whether you want to go somewhere else in the world, we've got careers links all over. And there's lots of different ways to engage with our employability. And genuinely, I've worked in employability across a number of institutions. And what Loughborough offers is hands down some of the best that I've ever seen in the UK. And that's why we do really, really well in terms of employability. And not only do we focus on employability, but we want you to have a good time whilst you're a student at Loughbrough. We want you to be part of what we call the Loughbrough family. Loughbrough does as well as it does because we have fantastic students. We have students that are academically gifted, but students also who want to come and get involved with sports, with charity work, with media, with arts, all sorts of different things, who are going to give back to society and build Loughbrough into the place that it is. And this is a big part. Loughborough spends a lot of time on focusing on making sure that our students have time to engage extracurricularly, so you build your skills and your social life as well. And just an example of some of the clubs and societies, we have over 120, but everything from some more of the academic societies like debating, Model United Nations, through to creative societies, stage, musical societies, but we also have a roller hockey society. We have a hot air ballooning society and a skydiving society. So lots of things to do just for fun as well. In terms of where you live, if you come to the Loughborough campus, we have 16 undergraduate halls of residence and 3 postgraduate halls of residence, all of which are either on the campus or just off campus. And if I'm quite honest, one of the main reasons I chose to study at Loughborough is because I really liked the accommodation options and it was really cheap compared to most UK universities. So it saved me a lot of money to come to Loughborough than go to a different university. Undergraduate students are guaranteed at least 2 years of university accommodation, and all of our accommodation is single occupancy rooms. You get your own room, you can shut your door, put your own pictures on the wall, that's your safe space. And then we have a range of facilities changing between shared bathroom or ensuite, catered or self-catered. And one of the advantages of being a university on the biggest campus in the UK, in a town, is we're not short of space. So we've got plenty of accommodation for students to choose from, and that makes it really cheap. So we have some of the cheapest accommodation in the UK as well. You can't talk about Loughborough without talking about sport. Lots of students know about Loughborough, lots of people around the world know about Loughborough because of our links with sport. And we are undeniably one of the best universities in the world, definitely the best university in the UK for sport, in terms of competitive sport, sporting research, sporting links, sporting industry connections. In the UK university sector, there is a massive sports competition for every sport called British Universities and Colleges Sports. It's now been running for 43 years, and Loughborough have won it 43 times. And we got over 1,000 points more than any other university. So we got about 9,000 points last year. The university that came second, about 7,800. So they weren't even close to knocking us off the top spot. But we have fantastic facilities, whether you want to play sport at high level, or whether you are a bit like me. I have no sporting talent. I'm not ever going to be an athlete, but I like going to the gym. I like going to gym classes. I like playing tennis just for fun. You can get involved in every level. And we have a huge amount of sporting research. We're home to Olympic athletes. So at the moment, we have the whole Great British Paralympic team on campus ahead of going out to Paris. They're getting all their kits, a really exciting time. But we're home to England swimming, British athletics, British triathlon, England cricket. There is consistently international sporting training or competitions going on campus. So lots of things to get involved with related to sport. If you're sitting there and you think, I don't like sport, I want to study history or engineering, you don't have to be sporty. We've got all those other things I talked about and not just sports related. But if you like sport, it's probably the best place you'll ever be. I just wanted to touch for our postgraduate students on the call as well. We have our London campus. So we have a campus which opened in 2015. After the Olympic Games, it's on what was the Olympic Park in East London. 15 minutes on the tube from central London, super easy to jump between the two in a really, really cool part of London. And we are in what was the Here East building, which was what was the broadcasting centre for the London Olympic Games. But we share that space with other universities. So UCL have a space down there, Staffordshire, Teesside. It's becoming one of the biggest student hubs in Europe. And it's a really cool place. Lots of stuff to get involved with, coffee shops, museums, a really kind of student-focused area. I love working down at our London campus. It's really, really awesome place to be. And so easy to get into central London with everything that it offers. It's actually located in between Stratford and Hackney, which are cool areas in London, lots of housing opportunities, and we have our own accommodation in London as well. So you can see this picture is really old. A lot of that site has been developed now. We're in that Here East building. You can see Canary Wharf. You can see the London Olympic Stadium, which is now the West Ham Stadium. You can see Westfield Stratford, which is the largest shopping centre in Europe. And also lots of green space as well, which is quite unusual for London. And we teach a completely different set of courses at our London campus. So it is its own school. The academics who teach down in London are based in London. They have their offices in London. They live in London. And we teach a whole range of different institutes down there. And it's really popular with Turkish students. And we've got Turkish students in each of those institutes. The institute director for media and creative industries is Turkish. So there's a lot of links there. But we've also got a lot of Turkish students and Turkish links within diplomacy and international governance, for example, as well as international management. And for postgraduate students looking at London, we offer the collaborative project. So we have a careers team called Future Space, which work on expanding your employability. And the collaborative project is a project that you will work in as a group in your second semester, set by a real life business partner. So you will be going out into a business. So for example, Chelsea Football Club or the NHS or British Gas or one of our partners, and working on a real life project, which you will pitch to their management, their board members. And that is something that we duplicate on a lot of our Loughbrough master's programs as well. But ultimately, lots of focus on what you're going to do after your degree as well. And these are sort of areas that we're really building into all of our degrees. So our MSc Finance, for example, is one of the only finance programs in the UK where you will actually work on your own investment portfolio as part of the program with help from our experts within that course. If we look at international students, obviously you guys are going to be moving a lot of miles away from home to come and study with us in the UK. And there's a lot of support for you and for all the things that make coming to university just slightly more difficult moving to the UK than staying in your home country. So your first point of contact is me and my team within the Global Engagement Office. We will do everything we can to support you until you arrive on campus, alongside the fantastic team at BEB, who are also fantastic at supporting you. Everything from application advice through to accommodation, visas, flights, all sorts of things. We have pre and in-sessional English support. So if you need any support with your English, whether before you start on the course or during the course, for example, academic English, lots of support there. We do pre-departure activities, induction activities. So I'm doing some of those this week for our student body. And then once you arrive on campus, we're still here for you, but we hand you over to our team within our international student experience team, headed by my colleague Tim, who runs all sorts of activities and advice in terms of homesickness, setting up a mobile phone contract or opening a bank account, through to if you're going to stay in the UK over the Christmas break. They organise trips around the UK, so you get to see more than just Loughbrough. And then within our Students' Union, we have the International Students Network as well. And in terms of religion, we are a really diverse campus. So we welcome students from all different religions onto campus. We have prayer rooms, halal food options in Loughbrough as well. So if that's something you're really interested in, happy to share a little bit of detail about that too. But the UK and Loughbrough is quite a diverse place to be and very welcoming to international students from all sorts of different cultures. So if you're looking at studying with us as an undergraduate student, our standard offer would be the equivalent of 2 A's and a B, which is normally 35 points in the IB or around 85, 87 points in the high school diploma. We do offer some flexibility on results day. So if you're looking at studying with us in 2024, this September, we're accepting from 30 points in the IB or 73% in the high school diploma. So we do try and be as flexible with students as we possibly can. So if you know anyone else that's looking to study with us this year, do let us know. you're looking at postgraduate, will vary depending on course, but most courses would look somewhere between a 2.5 or a 2.7 GPA. Obviously, really important question of scholarships. At undergraduate level, we offer a 25% scholarship based on achieving 87% in the high school diploma. Postgraduate, we have a 20% merit-based scholarship based on achieving a 3.5 GPA. And we're hoping to expand these for future years as well. And our tuition fees range between £22,000 and £30,000 per year, depending on what course you're looking at. But what I will say is our accommodation is between £4,000 and £8,000 per year, which is significantly cheaper than most of the UK, particularly living in a city. You're looking, that's probably about a quarter of the price, or a third of the price of living in London, for example, half the price of living in a local, compared to living in a local city to Loughbrough. So that's one of the reasons that I still live in Loughbrough. That was my quick overview of Loughbrough. I've obviously been here for 13 years, so if you've got any questions or you want any more information about anything, please do pop those into the chat box and I'll be happy to explain a little bit more. Whilst I've got the slide open, Imran, I can't see the chat box, so if there's any questions in there at the moment, do you want to let me know?
Yeah, we can answer them at the end if you wish. That would be better, I think. Or if you already completed the slides, we can start.
Yeah, so happy. Shall I end the slideshow? Is that easier?
Yeah, that would be okay. So thanks so much for the information and all the slides you share with us. And we already have several questions. I can start with the first one. Yeah. Is there any dormitory near the university?
Yeah, so we have 16 different halls of residence on campus for undergraduate students, or 3 on campus for postgraduate students. So that's around 7,000 student rooms. So we guarantee at least 2 years for undergraduate students, and we basically guarantee postgraduate accommodation as well. If you don't want to live on campus, so either I don't know if you're coming as a postgraduate or undergraduate campus, as a student, there are private halls of residence in Loughborough Town Centre as well. So different options depending what you want to do.
Thank you. Second question is, I graduated from elementary mathematics education and I have master's degree in mathematics education. When I looked the mathematics education department on the website, I saw a form that should be filled out, and I didn't see any deadline for this October 2024 applications. Do you have any information about this?
Yeah, I would probably need a little bit more information about exactly what you're looking at. Are you looking for PhD opportunities? If you want to, I'll pop my contact details in. If you want to either go via Imran or drop myself an email about exactly what you're looking for, I can provide a bit more information.
So yeah, thank you. The following question is, this year I will be graduated from psychological counseling and guidance. As master's degree, I want to study clinical psychology or developmental psychology. When I looked at the website, I couldn't find any information about them. Isn't there any PhD for these fields?
So at the moment, we don't have any master's degrees in clinical or developmental psychology. We have PhD opportunities and we have undergraduate courses. The only master's degrees we have related to psychology are in work or business psychology. But if it's a PhD area, that may be something we can support. Absolutely, we've got a fantastic psychology department on campus. So again, if you want to have a little look on the website, look for our academic staff in terms of their areas of research and how that would fit into your potential PhD research, that will be a guidance. And depending whether you have already identified your research proposal, if you've got that set in, or whether you're unsure, there's different kind of application pathways there. So myself and the team at BEB can help you with that as well.
Thank you very much. Next one is, if we get a scholarship as a PhD student, what does this scholarship cover?
Yeah, so we have a range of different studentships for PhD students. So it would very much depend on what your research area is and what we're offering. So we do have some fully funded studentships where that would be all your tuition fees, and you would also get a stipend for living costs. And then we have some which are percentages of tuition fee, some which are just tuition fee, not living costs. So that would depend on the research area and the funding that we have within the institution for that research area.
Thanks so much. These are the questions so far. We can wait for a couple of more seconds.
And I have put my contact details in the chat box. So if you do have any more questions, please do let me know. They're also available if you Google Loughbrough University Global Engagement Team. My face will pop up, and my email address is on there as well.
There is one more question. What should we do to get a scholarship?
Yeah, and what level of study are you looking at? Is that so for undergraduate or postgraduate, they are automatically considered upon application. For PhD, it would be you would apply for a specific studentship. So we advertise our vacancies to PhD studentships on our website. But for undergraduate students, that's automatically made an offer for a scholarship when you apply through UCAS.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, yeah, I think we covered all the inquiries, and thank you very much for your time and information, and hope to see you soon again in Turkey.
Fantastic. Thank you to everyone who's logged on support. It's lovely to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Have a nice day. Bye bye. Goodbye.
Bye.